You'd better be ready.
They'll never see it coming.
So what's our plan?
Is this really happening?
You ready for this?
Mr. Benedict.
I'm Mr. Benedict.
Quite an impressive display.
Glorious.
Hey guys, Halina here, and strap in because we are in for a long ride. So, Disney had their Investors Day on December 10th, and boy, oh boy, did they make a whole lot of announcements. Like, I couldn't even keep up with them. I wanted to have this video uploaded on Friday, and I was like, that's just not going to happen. So, in this video, I've decided to only cover the Disney Plus announcements. So like movies that are slated for theatrical runs and content that's coming to Hulu and Star and FX and ESPN Plus and all the other things is not going to be covered in this video because otherwise that would be way too long. So basically what I've done with this is I've kind of broken it up into categories, kind of. And I'm going to be kind of giving descriptions that were given on Twitter and or Facebook. Some of them I had to, dig deep because there was nothing really anywhere. So, basically going to be giving like a small little description, I guess. And then I'm going to rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 based on my excitement levels. So, basically 1 will be not really excited type thing. And 5 is going to be like a I need this right now level. So, let's get started on, I guess, Disney Plus originals that simply don't fit into any other major categories. I don't know, it was like the first ones on Disney's Twitter, which I will be linking in the description down below if you want to go digging through there and figuring out everything that's coming everywhere else. Anyways, The Mighty Ducks Game Changers continues the legacy of hockey's finest fouls, picking up where the films left off. Now, I'm going to give this one a 3. I love the Mighty Ducks films. And honestly, I really can't wait to see more. But we don't have a whole lot of information for me to kick up the excitement level any higher. So, I'm excited, but not too excited. If that makes any sense. Anyways, moving on. Turner and Hooch is inspired by the classic film. That's pretty much all I got. And I'm going to give this one a 2. I may be the only person on the planet who hasn't seen the original Turner and Hooch. But I did go and read the synopsis for that Turner and Hooch on IMDb. And if this remake, I don't know what we're calling it, is like the original, then it could be interesting. But honestly, I just have nothing to go off of, so I don't really know how excited I am with this. So, yeah. Then we have Big Shot. And Big Shot is a celebration of girl power set in the world of high school basketball. Now, I'm going to give this one a 2. I'm going to give this one a 2 as well. I don't know. High school basketball, just, I don't know if it interests me enough to, kick up the excitement level any higher. But, I mean, it's interesting enough, so a 2. I'm realizing now that rating these is going to be really, really challenging. Anyways, the Mysterious Benedict Society is based on the international best-selling book series. Okay, So, I'm gonna give this one a 3. And my reasoning for giving this a 3 is because I have never read the books. I have never even heard of these books. But Disney did say on their Twitter, like in the start of it, they started it off by saying, another mystery is unfolding. And I do like mysteries. So, I'm intrigued with this one, despite having zero knowledge of anything. But I'm intrigued, because I like mysteries. So I'm going to give it a 3. Now we're just going to kind of look at Disney content. So like movies and TV shows that are heading over to Disney+. So up first we have Hocus Pocus 2. And as you may have guessed, it's the sequel to Hocus Pocus. Now, I'm going to have to give this one a 1. Okay? And I know I'm going to get so much hate for this, but I really do love Hocus Pocus. Like, Hocus Pocus has been like a Halloween staple in my life for pretty much as long as I can remember. But did we really need a sequel? Like, honestly, did we really need a sequel? And I'm like really curious as to what this sequel's gonna look like and what it's going to be about, and if it's gonna have like, you know, all the same characters and all that. I don't know anything about this, but I don't think we needed a Hocus Pocus 2. But we're getting one. But am I that excited to see it? No, I'm not. So it's a 1. Okay. 3 Men and a Baby. I'm assuming it's going to be a remake of 3 Men and a Baby. Again, I'm gonna have to give this one a 1. Like, do we really need it? Like, at all? Because I don't think we did. But, you know, it's happening. Now, there's going to be 3 original movies inspired by the real-life stories of Chris Paul, Yanis, and I cannot even attempt to pronounce the last name. Like, I'm not even going to attempt to. And Keenan Lowe. I'm gonna give this one a 2. I know nothing about any of these people. Like, truth be told, I'm gonna give my confession here. I know nothing about any of these people. But I'm a little more intrigued than some of the other ones, so 2. Yeah. Then we have Flora and Ulysses. And it's an original movie about a cynical young comic book fan and her super-powered squirrel sidekick. Guys, I think I'm going to have to give this one a 3. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be fun. And I'm glad it's a movie and not a series, because I don't know if I can deal with the whole series. But a movie, it sounds like it could be fun. But honestly, nothing really too exciting. So, 3. Right in the middle. Cheaper by the Dozen follows a blended family of 12 navigating a hectic home life and their family business. Now, I'm going to give this a 4. I love the original Cheaper by the Dozen movies. And with this movie taking on sort of the different route of making them a blended family, I don't know. I really like that idea. I'm excited. I'm going to give it a 4. Diary of a Wimpy Kid takes the film franchise and puts it into an all-new animated film. I'm going with 1. Because, honestly, I don't really like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I really don't. And honestly, I don't think making them animated is going to be any better. So, yeah, I'm not excited at all for this one. Then Then we have The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. And it's the next installment in 20th Century Studios' Ice Age franchise. Okay. Possum Brothers Crash and Eddie and Weasel Buck return. Alright. I'm gonna give this a 3. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the Ice Age films, but I remember that I enjoyed them. But I don't know if my adult self is going to feel the same way. I'm excited, but not going to be at the top of my watch list. That's what I got to say about that. So, 3. Night at the Museum is coming in animated form. Okay. I'm giving this a 2. The Night at the Museum films, I really, honestly enjoy them. But part of the reason that I enjoy them is because it's like live action and everything seems so real. And I feel like a lot of that magic will be lost in animated form. Like, because animation's its own, type of magic, but, being in sort of the real world setting, really makes it, the magical part of it. But, I mean, I'm willing to give it a chance, but I don't know. I'm not too excited about it. Then we have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Now, this is a hybrid live action animation feature. I'm going to give this a 3. I mean, I'm excited because I love Chip and Dale, but ooh, the nervousness is like really creeping up. Like, I don't know. Like, this is either going to be really good or really bad. And I don't know. I'm giving it a 3. Pinocchio is the live action retelling of the classic. Oh boy, this is 100% a 1. Just why? Why? Like, I remember like a while ago they were talking that they were going to be doing a live action Pinocchio, and I remember just being like, this is like the worst idea ever. Like, don't do it. But naturally Disney's gonna do it. So oh, this is the live action remake that I am the least excited for. I don't think I've ever been any less excited about a live action remake than I am about Pinocchio. So, there's that. Then we have Peter Pan and Wendy. I mean, I'm giving this a 2. I'm a little more intrigued than I am with Pinocchio, but also still, why? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Like, what is Peter Pan and Wendy going to be? Like, is it going to be a live action Peter Pan like I think it is? Is it going to be a sequel? Is it going to be a prequel? We don't know because Disney doesn't tell us nothing. I'm assuming it's a live action version. So a 2, but no matter what it is, it's going to be a 2 all around because I'm intrigued, but not enough to be like, oh my gosh, I need to see this. It's going to be like, yeah, when I'm bored, I'll put it on. Then we have Disenchanted. And this is the sequel to the film Enchanted. Remember that little gem? I'm giving this a 1. I'm literally giving this a 1. I don't understand why we need a sequel to Enchanted. Like, Enchanted was a good movie. It was a fun movie. But did we really need a sequel? Like, at all? Like, it had a beginning, it had a middle, and it had an end. When movies have that, they don't need sequels. I don't know. I mean, it's a 1. I loved Enchanted, but I think Enchanted is best as Enchanted and nothing else. Then we have Sister Act 3. I'm giving this a 1. Because, again, I may be the only person on the planet who hasn't seen the other Sister Act movies. But because of that, I'm not really excited for the 3rd installment either, because I haven't seen the first 2. So, yeah, I'm sure if, like, you've seen the Sister Act movies, then the idea of a Sister Act 3 is, you know, great. But for me, it's just going to be another movie, honestly. Then we have Raya, and The Last Dragon. I think it's Raya. I can't remember how the trailer pronounced her name. But, anyways. Now, I know I said that I wasn't covering movies that were slated for theatrical releases, but this one's different because it's going to be on Disney Plus with Premiere Access. Remember that fun joy we had with live action Mulan? We're getting it again, guys. Now, no pricing has actually been listed for this movie, like, at all. Like, it may be, like, the same price as it was for Mulan, or it may be less because it's also running in theaters at the same time, but with theaters basically being closed because, you know, pandemic, who knows? I mean, regardless, I'm giving this one a 5 because this looks like such a fantastic movie. I am super excited for it. I don't really know how I'll be watching it. I probably won't do Premiere Access, but I mean, who knows? This movie looks really, really promising. And it's definitely going to be watched by me at some point. Yeah, now we're moving into the series, I think. Yeah. So we have Baymax. And it's a new series, presumably following Baymax from Big Hero 6. I took the liberty of assuming. Now I'm going to give this a 3. I'm going to give it a 3 because I really do love Baymax. But ultimately we don't know, like, what this series is going to look like. Like, we have no idea. Like, we have Big Hero 6, the series, and Baymax is in that. So I don't really know what else we can do with Baymax. But, yeah. Regardless, I'm going to give it a 3. I mean, I'm somewhat excited, but also very, very skeptical. So, we'll see. Then we have Moana. The series, not the movie. And it's set in the titular character's small Polynesian village. I'm assuming it's going to follow Moana, because you can't exactly call the series Moana and not really follow Moana. But it really seems weird that they wouldn't, like, put that in there. That it's like, oh, it's set in the titular character's small Polynesian village. Like, yeah, but is Moana going to be in it? Like, and I'm going to give this a 4. I mean, I love Moana. I definitely want more Moana. And I really love the Tangled series, so I'm hopeful that the Moana series will be just as good, if not better. Yeah, I can always do with more Moana, because she's awesome. Then we have Tiana, and Tiana is a musical comedy starring the Princess and the Frog's beloved restaurateur. I'm giving this a 4 because, like Moana, I could always use more Tiana. Because Tiana is just, like, Tiana is so amazing. Like, I love her. And I'm hopeful that this series will dive more into Tiana as a character. Yeah, I'm hopeful that this series is going to be good too. So, 4. I'm excited. Then we have Zootopia Plus. So we're keeping with the plus theme, Disney, I see. And it's a series set in the world of Zootopia, including segments called The Real House Mice of Rodentia and So You Think You Can Prance. I am giving this a 1. I love Zootopia. Zootopia was sort of that unexpected gem. But this series sounds like a giant mess. And why, Disney? Why? Why do this? That's all I'm asking. Yeah. Now, this one. I am so sorry if I offend anybody trying to pronounce any of this. Now, Awaju? Anyways, I have like the title card or something posted somewhere. I have no idea how to pronounce this. So I'm sorry. But anyways, it's an animated science fiction series coming from Disney Animation and Pan-African Entertainment Company, Kujali. Again, sorry if I mispronounced that. But I'm going to give this a 4. We don't know much about it, but it sounds interesting. Like, I'm intrigued by this. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm giving this a 4. I'm bold. I'm giving this a 4. This sounds really fun. Okay. Now on to Pixar. Alright. So we have, random reminder. Soul. Coming Christmas. I'm giving it a 5. My excitement is through the roof for this movie. This movie looks great. And it's Pixar, so it's probably not going to disappoint. Although, I will get to some disappointments in Pixar a little bit later down the list. But, yeah, this movie looks really fascinating. It looks like it has a really good story. And I'm excited for it, so it's a 5. I don't know if this is my first 5. Anyways, then we have Burrow. And Burrow is the latest Spark short that follows a young rabbit trying to build the home of her dreams. I'm going to give this a 3. I think I'm pretty neutral with this one. It sounds cute, and I've enjoyed, like, the rest of the Spark shorts that I've seen. But on an excitement level, I don't think I'm that excited for it. Anyways, moving on. Pixar Popcorn is a collection of mini shorts starring Pixar characters in all new bite-sized stories. Now I'm giving this a 2. These sound like they're going to be extremely short. Like they sound like they're going to be shorter than most of the shorts. And so there's probably not going to be much happening in these. And I feel like they're going to be relying very heavily on the fact that it's, Pixar characters versus actually telling somewhat of a story. So I'm giving it a 2. Then we have Doug Days. And Doug Days is a series following Doug from Up, as he discovers the dangers of suburbia like puppies, fireworks, and squirrels. Okay, I'm giving this a 1. I am giving this a 1 because the idea is fun and it's cute, but I think it only works as a short, like a Pixar short. As a whole series, like even if it's a whole series of like 5-minute episodes, I feel like not so much. I'm not feeling Doug Days. I'm not. Now, there's an untitled series that is going to follow Lightning McQueen and Mater from the Cars franchise on a road trip across the country with new characters, old friends, and imaginative destinations. I am giving this a 1 because remember how I said I was going to get to some Pixar disappointments? The Cars franchise is that for me. I know people love Cars. For me, I've never really loved the Cars franchise. Like, I've seen the Cars movies maybe once, maybe twice. But, like, the idea of a series following Lightning McQueen and Mater is just not my cup of tea. So, I'm giving it a 1. Now we have Win or Lose. And Win or Lose follows a middle school softball team leading up to their championship game. And each episode is told from the perspective of a different character. I'm giving this a 4. I'm really excited. I really love the idea that each episode is told from the perspective of a different character because, I mean, we all, go through life, and some of us, especially like siblings and everything, we grow up like with the same family stories and everything like that, but like we experience things differently. So I'm really excited to see this, and I hope they take advantage of the fact that it's, from the perspective of different characters. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to National Geographic. Okay. So we have Cousteau. And Cousteau chronicles the life of legendary ocean explorer Jacques Cousteau. I'm giving this a 3. I'm intrigued, but I don't know. I'm giving it a 3. Then we have the 4th installment of Genius, and it will explore the extraordinary life and immeasurable impact of Martin Luther King Jr. I'm giving this a 4. I haven't seen the other installments of Genius. I didn't know Genius was a thing. But the idea of exploring Martin Luther King Jr. Has me pretty excited, and I don't know. I'm excited for it. Then we have Secrets of the Whales. And Secrets of the Whales is a visually stunning and profoundly personal natural history series over 3 years in the making. I'm going to give this a 4. I love whales. And I don't know, it sounds like something I would enjoy. I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? But I'm giving it a 4. Then we have A Real Bug's Life. And it's the adventure into a world beyond your imagination where life is on a completely different scale and little creatures rely on amazing powers to make it through the day. I'm going to have to give this one a 2. The idea, sounds fun, but bugs, especially little ones, really kind of freak me out. So I don't know how I feel about it. But I'm going to go with a 2 because the idea intrigues me and I might check it out, but bugs creep me out so much. So, I don't know. Then we have America the Beautiful, and it's an ambitious story of North America. It's a journey across her visually spectacular regions as seen through the eyes of its iconic species. I am going to give this one a 5. This sounds really, really interesting and really, really amazing. And honestly, I can't wait to see it. It sounds amazing. From the perspective, as seen through the eyes of its species. That sounds fun. Oh, I really can't wait for that one. Okay. Now, we have Limitless, and it stars Chris Hemsworth, and is 1 part science fiction and 1 part action adventure. I'm going to give it a 3. And the reason I'm giving it a 3 is because Chris Hemsworth. I don't really know how I feel about the series. Like, I feel like I don't have enough information about the series. But intrigued, I guess. Yeah. 3. Then we have Welcome to Earth, and that is the working title, by the way, so the title may change. But it's a series that follows Will Smith as he embarks on an awe-inspiring journey to unlock the secrets of this planet's most extraordinary unexplained phenomena. I am going to give this a 5. This sounds super interesting. Like, the extraordinary and unexplained is, like, it's fascinating, and I can't wait. I'm giving it a 5. I'm giving it a 5. Okay. Now we're moving on to Lucasfilm. Yay! Okay. Lots of Star Wars. So, we have Rangers of the New Republic, and it's set within the Mandalorian timeline. I'm gonna have to give this a 1. Because I can't get excited about a series I know absolutely nothing about. Like, literally, the only information we have is that it's set within the timeline of The Mandalorian. Oh, okay, but, like, plot, characters, anything? Like, what is happening in the show? I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it a 1 because just because it's set in the timeline of The Mandalorian doesn't mean it's gonna be like The Mandalorian. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, then we have Ahsoka. And Ahsoka is a new series set within the timeline of The Mandalorian. Now, I'm giving this a 5. I am giving this a 5 because unlike Rangers of the New Republic or whatever it was, yeah, Rangers of the New Republic, Ahsoka is a familiar character. And I love her. And we saw, you know, a little bit of her in The Mandalorian. Spoiler alert. But literally, like, the dialogue within her last scene, and I'm not gonna spoil anything that she says, because it's spoilery, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who isn't caught up on the season 2 of Mandalorian, but I'm hoping that we pick up right from there. Like, I'm hoping we pick up from her last scene on The Mandalorian, and we just plow on through and follow Ahsoka as she goes on adventures and stuff like that, because Ahsoka's awesome. So I'm giving this a 5 because I am super excited about it, and I was like, we didn't get enough Ahsoka in Mandalorian, and now that we're getting a whole series, I'm happy. Then we have Andor, and Andor is an original series following Cassian Andor from Rogue One. I'm gonna give this a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm intrigued, but honestly, I'm not that excited. I know, I'm probably in the minority with this one, but I really did love Rogue One. Like, Rogue One, I think, was, you know, one of the better Star Wars stories, but I think it worked better almost as a one-off. Like, I don't think we necessarily needed more. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a chance, obviously, but I don't know. Then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan Kenobi begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith. And Hayden Christensen's returning as Darth Vader, so I'm gonna give this a 5. This sounds like a blast all around. Like, I love Obi-Wan. Like, he's, like, one of my favorites. Yeah, I'm giving this a 5. This sounds like it's gonna be fun. And I am here for it. Then we have Star Wars The Bad Batch. And Star Wars The Bad Batch is an animated series. I'm giving a 3. We don't really know much. Like, we kind of got, like, a trailer, but the trailer really didn't give us a whole lot to go off of. I just don't know yet. I'm going to give it a 3 because I'm intrigued. But also, like, what is going to happen in this show? Like, who knows? Then we have Star Wars Visions, and it's a series of animated short films that celebrates the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best Japanese anime creators. I'm going to give this one a 4. I think, going the, Japanese anime route with Star Wars, it could be risky, but I think, like, this could be really interesting, and this could be a lot of fun, and it's sort of like a new way to showcase Star Wars, and I'm excited. So I'm going to give it a 4. I'm not over the top excited, but the excitement level's up there. So, 4. Then we have Lando, which will see the return of the galaxy's favorite scoundrel, Lando Calrissian, in a brand new event series. I don't know what an event series is, but I'm giving this a 5 because I love Lando, so I'm excited. Then we have The Acolyte, and it's a mystery thriller that takes viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. I'm giving it a 3. I'm giving this a 3. It sounds interesting, but I don't know, like, it sounds interesting, but I don't really have a whole lot more to go on, so 3. Then we have A Droid Story, and it's an epic animated journey introducing a new hero guided by R2-D2 and C-3PO. I'm gonna give this a 3. I love R2-D2, and I love C-3PO, but I don't know how I feel about just, like, the story in general. Like, we're introducing a new hero, and okay, that's fine, but, like, what's gonna happen? Like, when does it take place? Like, just a whole bunch of unknowns at this point. So, I'm giving it a 3. And then we have Willow, and it's an original series. I'm going to assume that it is somehow connected to the film by the same name, but who knows? I'm going to give this a 2, because I never actually saw Willow, but I love Warwick Davis, so I'm intrigued, but I don't know anything about it. So, a 2. Yeah. Now we're going to move into Marvel. I saved Marvel for last because Marvel may have been considered the weakest link when Disney Plus launched, but oh boy, they are making up for it. There is so much Marvel coming at us. Like, it's insane. So, let's kind of start with, like, what we already, like, knew type thing. So, we have WandaVision, and it's following Wanda and Vision as they live their ideal suburban life in the style of classic sitcoms, but they soon suspect that everything is not what it seems. This is 100% a 5 for me. Like, the show looks entirely bonkers, but it is definitely one that I've been excited for since it was announced, so it's a 5. Then we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, it's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought it was always Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but it's The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm like, don't know how I feel about that. But anyways, it follows Sam and Bucky as they team up in a global adventure that tests their abilities and their patience. I'm giving this a 4. Like, this seems like a fun and funny show, yet also very serious. I mean, am I the biggest Sam and Bucky fan? Like, I like Bucky more than I like Sam, but they're not exactly like my top favorites. But this definitely seems really interesting, and it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. So, I'm going 4. 4 is fun. Then we have Loki, and Loki resumes his role as the god of mischief in this new series that takes place after Endgame. So that's the key thing, because it's after Endgame. So the redemption that Loki went through, and yeah, that's not existent. I'm gonna give this a 3. It seems like a chaotic show, but not like chaotic like WandaVision. Like, it seems like it's weird. Like, it's like almost like a different chaotic, and I'm not necessarily really feeling it. But I mean, I am excited, but it's not a level of excitement that some of the other Marvel shows have. But I mean, it's Loki, so I will be watching it. But that's besides the point. Then we have What If. And What If is an animated series that changes things from what we know and sees how it would be different. Now, 100% this is a 5. Like, right out of the gate when, where they just sort of, announced, a whole bunch of, Marvel stuff coming to Disney Plus, and What If was there. Yeah, I was on board from the moment it was announced, and I'm still on board. So, 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. All the way. 5. Then we have Miss Marvel, who follows a 16-year-old Pakistani-American, Kamala Khan, who struggles to fit in until she gets superpowers like the heroes that she's always looked up to. I'm going to give this a 4. It seems like a really fun series, and I'm really kind of looking forward to it, but my level of excitement isn't, through the roof, but it's high. I think I'm really gonna like Miss Marvel. So, yeah. Then we got Hawkeye, and Hawkeye sees Clint Barton trading Kate Bishop. I'm going with a 3. I mean, is Hawkeye my favorite character? No. But I am intrigued. I am somewhat excited, but yeah, it's gonna be a 3. Then we have She-Hulk that sees Bruce's cousin Jennifer become She-Hulk when she suffers a life-threatening injury, forcing Bruce to perform an emergency blood transfusion, which also transferred some of his powers. I'm gonna go with a 2. The premise is interesting. I think, her facing a life-threatening injury and then her getting a blood transfusion from Bruce and getting the Hulk powers. It's interesting. But as a whole series, I don't know what that's going to look like. I mean, 2. Definitely not really excited for it, but somewhat excited. So, yeah. Then we have Moon Knight, and it's an original series about a complex vigilante. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I know this, but I'm going to go with a 1 for the time being. Because I don't know anything about Moon Knight, and the show hasn't given very many details, so I'm not exactly jumping on the bandwagon just yet. But I think once we learn more and, maybe get some trailers or whatever, that excitement might kick up a little bit more. But right now, it's a 1. Then we have Ironheart, and Ironheart sees inventor Riri Williams, who is the creator of the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. I'm gonna go with a 2. I don't know. I can't explain why I'm not feeling this show yet, but I'm just not. But it's a little bit intriguing. So, 2? I don't know. I'm going to go with 2. Then we have Armor Wars. And it's a James Rhodes series. So, Rhodey's back. And it explores what happens when Tony Stark's worst fear comes true. What happens when his tech falls into the wrong hands. I'm going with a 2. Because Rhodey's not my favorite character. Like, honestly, like, I don't care about Rhodey at all. Honestly, I don't. But there is something intriguing about the plot. So, I'm gonna go with a 2. Then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. And it is what it is. Literally nothing is known about this special except that it's a holiday special. I'm gonna have to give this one a 2. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Guardians to begin with, but being a holiday special, I have faith that it'll be at least a fun time. 2. And then we have I Am Groot. And I Am Groot follows Baby Groot in a series of shorts featuring new and unusual characters. I'm going to give this a 4. Because I love Baby Groot. Baby Groot is my favorite version of Groot. Like, little baby Groot. He's, like, just so adorable. And I like that they're shorts and they're not trying to create a whole, like, series of, like, hour-long episodes of Baby Groot having adventures or whatever, because that would be very tedious and that would be very tiring. But I think being shorts with Baby Groot, you know, meeting up with new characters, I think sounds like a lot of fun. I'm gonna give it a 4. But lastly, we have Secret Invasion. Okay, so remember when the world sort of like freaked out at the ending of Far From Home, thinking, oh my gosh, we're getting Sword? And then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show that kind of loosely tied into the MCU, had Daisy up in space, and we all just sort of rolled with it, that it was confirmation that we were getting Sword in some way, shape, or form, whether it was a series or a movie. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Not yet, anyways. Not yet. It still could. But we're getting Fury and we're getting Talos in Secret Invasion. Now, most of us wanted a Secret Invasion movie. And we kind of thought maybe it would be like the next Avengers movie. But we're getting a series. And I am going to give this a 5. This is going to be epic. At least I hope it will. I think the idea of having it as a series rather than a movie may be a little bit more beneficial. More time to flesh it out, I think. But I can't wait to see what they do with Secret Invasion. I mean, we all kind of like thought with Captain Marvel with the Skrulls, it was like, okay, the Skrulls are big in the Secret Invasion story, so are we getting Secret Invasion? And we never really got any announcement that we were getting any sort of Secret Invasion. And then Captain Marvel, you know, made the Skrulls sort of, you know, the good guys. And now I'm just like, I don't know what their plan is with Secret Invasion, but I am 100% here for it. So, 5. Okay, so we've reached the end of the list. It was a long list. This is a very long video. And now I've just realized that we didn't cover release dates for the content that had any, that is. And we didn't cover casting updates. But I am not going back through all of that. This video was long and exhausting as is. But basically, like, you can pretty much search up anything that you're interested in and see it. I will also leave a link to Disney's Twitter because, honestly, that's where most of the announcements came from. You just gotta scroll quite a bit. But, yeah, you go through Disney's Twitter, you can find, you know, all the casting updates and release dates for all the projects that had any, that is. And, yeah. That's it for the video. I mean, let me know, which of these series are you most looking forward to? Really curious to know. Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my latest videos. Follow me on all the socials. The link is in the description down below. And I will see you all in another video. Bye, guys.